I think I said it there. And hello, everybody, and welcome back to Iron Fist, your unofficial Scottish Tekken podcast. Hope we're all doing well. We've finally managed to come back within a month again. It's really something. So you must know a big event must have happened recently. I think this is going to be a big bumper. Probably just versus fighting all of it. To be honest, major event in the UK. Probably just going to be talking about our experience with that. A few of us are like VSF veterans who've been to multiple now. But we've got a couple here that's their first VSF, so we'd like to hear about their experiences as well. But aye. Where am I getting ahead of myself there? Welcome back, everybody. How we doing? Welcome back to Show Bolt. How you doing?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good, man. Nice to have you back. Welcome back to Show The Dusty. How you doing?
How are you getting on? You alright?
I'm good, man. Glad to have you back, as always.
As always.
Welcome back to the show, Sagax. This is your third episode in a row, I want to say. You're keeping a good streak going.
Yeah, I think so. I got the streak going. Yeah, it's good to be back. Good to be here.
Nice one. And you're one of the ones here that it was their first versus fighting, so be really interested to hear about your experience and what amazing players you beat, especially in losers. Just really solid. Any gym players?
You lose run with the hard run.
yeah. We can talk about that later, but good to have you back, man. And welcome to the show, Magnus Iron Fist debut. It was also VSF.
Oh,
Penta P. How you doing?
Bro, I'm doing good. You?
I'm good, man. Glad
Excellent.
to have you.
What does
Glad to
the
be here.
P stand for?
Eh?
What does the P stand for?
Whatever you want to, baby.
Is it like Joey?
We're gonna try to keep it, like nice and PG.
It's like Joey TCB, in that you'll never truly know what it actually stands for.
Well, I mean, anybody who's seen my streams or anything, you can see the logo. You can guess what creature it is. You can probably tell what the P stands for,
Okay.
Or you're a Crash Bandicoot fan, then you might know as well. But yeah,
Mario Kart, that's where it's at. The Mario Kart, that's where it's at.
I don't know if
Yeah,
you're
I
on the
mean-
show anymore if you're putting that over Crash Team Racing. But let's go over there. Good to have you on the show, Ryan. Hope you're doing good.
Thank you.
As always, with guys coming on the show for the first time, we like to ask them how they got into Tekken and the scene in general. So, just fire away.
Me? Oh, goodness. I've been playing Tekken since about Tekken 2. Just had it on PlayStation. It's a hand-me-down from my dad. Me and Wezzers kind of grew up together playing it. Didn't really get into kind of frames or serious Tekken until about Tekken 7. Even then, I didn't have the greatest time with Tekken 7 because the online was bad and I was just stuck with Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't go to enough locals, but Tekken 8, I'd like to definitely make it more my own. At least win one local tourney, that'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice. But just always main kind of Yoshimitsu the whole time. And then Jin, actually, in Tekken 5, I do remember that. And of course, Tekken 8 is Bears. Never tried Bears before, but they're so good in this game. Well, fun on this game, I'd say.
Yeah, man, for sure. And you've been putting in work with them as well. We can talk about it a bit later. The versus fighting run, very impressive.
Thank you.
Some games on stream. I think a few of us had some exposure on stream as well, so we'll be able to talk about that. But we can just jump right into it. Versus fighting. My first versus fighting was in 2019. I want to say, Eunice, you were probably the only one here that went to any earlier ones in that. 2018, right? It's the second year. So, I guess we can just go around everybody. I suppose, guys that have been versus fighting, how would you say you were feeling about this one coming up? Because you've obviously been to the event before. Your expectations, how you practice normally for majors. You've done it all before. So
so it was kind of different, same people, but different vibes, simply because of a different game. I feel like so it wasn't just like you knew everybody could kind of skill level. It was a little bit more unpredictable in terms of what was going to happen and stuff like that. There's a lot more names that you saw on stream that I saw on stream on the first day. I'm pretty sure I saw some guys I've never really heard of, even in Tekken 7. Pretty much take it to the limit against guys who have been in the game. I'm pretty sure I watched a Jay game where he lost to a Steve player. It was pretty close, and then that was either Jay's second or third game. I'm not entirely sure, but
Mm.
A lot of new players. I even saw maybe second and third day it was a Yoshimitsu player against, I think it was double maybe, against one of the Japanese or the Koreans, and it's definitely, you could see that the game has like gotten a lot of popularity with certain people. Like a lot of gained a lot more popularity,
Mm-hmm.
probably more so than Tekken 7 had when it first came out. In
Yeah.
terms of in terms of competitive play, which is exactly what the guys at Bamco kind of wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty good to see, because more competitors means more competition and you get more money. Uh, in the end, young kids get inspired, and then this is what they kind of want to do, as well as having a real job when they grow up as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you brought up a good point actually. I hadn't even was really thinking about it. Is the fact that this is like it's the first versus fighting with Tekken 8.
Mhm.
So with like a new game comes like a lot of like preconceptions about like who's going to do well and like placements and such doesn't necessarily like it's not necessarily going to work out that way. And also like the increase of like the amount of people that were there. Like obviously we had our two guys that was there first versus fighting, but even just in general like some new Tekken players, in terms of like the numbers that attended, because I'm pretty sure I think Tekken was the most attended game this year. It was ahead of Street Fighter, and it was part of the reason that last year and also this year they've been doing a 3 day. This is a 3 day event, so they have just the
Yeah,
pools on the Friday, and you definitely
yeah.
feel they need that time because the amount of players they have and the amount of pools and games they have to get through.
I mean, it's only right that we do better than Street Fighters, because we are better than them. I always tell the Street Fighter guys this in their Discords. I always rock up in their voice chats and I tell them how superior we are to them, how better we are than them. I even tell Sully all the time to his face. I says, listen, I say to him specifically, I says, we are the superior specimens. He still can't believe I says the word specimen, but
I've
I
always
mean
said
that.
specimens, man.
That is a
For
word.
any,
Yeah,
for
that's a
yeah,
word.
for anyone who thinks he's just doing a bit and he doesn't actually go into voice calls and tell them that, no, he does. He does do that. He does that in Discord calls. He does
Consistent.
it. He does it in person. He's very.
I jump into a Discord full of Street Fighter players who are ready to go to war, and I say we're better than you.
Uh,
And
Higher
then
numbers, though, right?
they all get their pitchforks. They all get their pitchforks, and they're ready to mouth off and tell me otherwise. And all they've got is their fucking Evo numbers. But that's only aided by the fact that they've got 10-year-olds playing their game. So
on that note, Bolt, how are you? How are you feeling coming up for versus fighting?
I was feeling pretty good for this versus fighting. My first versus fighting was 2019, and that was me literally like 6 months into. Trying to think, or like maybe like 8 months into the game, and that was when I was still playing Kazumi. I was still super fresh. I swear I was probably like red rank
Mm.
during that time, and man, that was such a fun versus fighting, to be honest. And it was like, like I got to see all these ridiculously good players that I've never seen. I'd hardly even been to tournament. I hadn't been to any tournament outside of MIG, and I got out of pools as well, which was crazy. I lost my first game out of pools, but that versus fighting was a lot of fun. And I always thought, oh man, I really want to go back there when I'm actually good at the game.
Mm-hmm.
Then my last versus fighting before this was so shit because I'd hardly played the game in like a year. And then, like Alistair and all that, they're saying, oh yeah, we're going. And I was like 2 weeks, like very shortly before, I was like, fucking I'll go. And I played so shit. And I lost the game before getting out of pools to a game early shit. So I really did not enjoy that one very much. Even though I got to play a lot. I was playing Julia that tournament, but I just wasn't practiced at all. And then this versus fighting was definitely easily my favorite versus fighting. I mean, even though there wasn't as many, because the first versus fighting I went to, we had like me, Low High, John Day, like we had everyone. But this one was just because the Scottish scene was so like fun to be around. To be honest, like the vibes were insanely fun. And just seeing how good we were as a scene itself, it helped as well that I played decently well. I got on stream as well. On top of that, and like I felt like I switched to King not too long ago, and I was always thinking the end goal was always like, oh, I don't want to sacrifice my versus fighting placement, switching from Shaheen to a character I know is going to take me a while for King, but I think I managed to put a good enough performance. for I think I'm 4 months into King now. So I was happy with that, and I was really, really more than anything else, I was just hyped watching other people play and watching pretty much everyone get out of pools and like smash people, man, and then everyone getting on stream as well, bro. Bro, it was so hype. The Scotland flag as well. Celine holding it down at that, man. Bro, it was hella hype, man.
We were,
That was my favorite versus
we were
fighting
going to
easily.
war. We were going to war, and she was our
Wartime, son.
bannerman.
Oh,
She,
Jesus.
She really was.
she was our bannerman. It was wartime, son, and she was our bannerman. And she held it very well. She held it like only.
I think Celine made the hype even more because we had like the flag as well, and like bro, we were going around like some kind of clan or some shit, bro. I don't even know, man.
Yeah. Well, we were walking about like football ultras, like fucking
Literally.
like the flag and like screaming at everybody and like
So
it
hype.
was so
So
fun.
hype.
Let them know we're there, innit?
Yeah,
I was very
exactly.
proud of Scottish scene for
Yeah.
that, to be honest,
And
because like we were more of a group than I feel like anyone, and there was so much support and just everyone is just having a good time. So
Yeah.
favorite VSF.
Yeah, I think so. There was not there was a bit of discourse about that, like on Twitter, like I think just after VSF, because there was a clip of like support for somebody that got maybe a bit. I don't know, like the support in my like thing, it was like fine, but people were complaining about like certain people being too loud and like distracting and whatever. But I think I mean, I'm biased obviously, but I don't think we really crossed that line. Like we were quite like positive about it and like encouraging. We weren't like being like, oh, this guy's shit, we were like fucking like going like whoever was playing or whatever. Yeah, and I think that was like part like that vibe and like the camaraderie and everything was like part of the reason why, not to get ahead of myself, but I think this was probably my favorite VSF, just because the amount of people we had and like the general vibe and like how well everybody did and all that stuff. But yeah, no, it was great. It was great to be a part of, especially with like us having that previous experience at VSF and then comparing it to this. Yeah. On that note, Ryan, you, to my knowledge, this is your first like big major, right? Or is it your first?
Yes, my first
So
like,
first
real big
tournament,
tournament.
first tournament outside of Scotland in general.
Yeah, it's first time I've ever travelled for a kind of tournament this big. Kind of really nervous going in. In fact, I think we were doing some friendlies a few days before actually flying out with Wesers. And it was kind of going back and forth. I remember we went into like maybe a random lobby as well, some random guys I knew I could beat. And it was just a bad night. And I was getting bodied so many times, like random Dragunov players, stuff like that. I was like, man, if I do this bad in VSF, if I go like 0 wins, and it's just weird that you can just spiral like that if you're just losing all the time. You kind of just have to catch yourself. But I'm glad I got some extra like friendlies with Sagax and Wesers when we were in the hotel. That really kind of helped because we were going kind of back and forth here and there. I thought, man, if I can at least get a couple wins against Wesers and Sagax, I should be able to like at least get through the early stages. But again, like Eunice was saying, there's like a lot of people who were just, you don't know their names. The only thing I had to go against was in fact something that you said, Wildo, where I think my first guy, he was supposed to be a Victor player. So I was like trying to find just some friendlies with that, trying to even identify the guy that I was going to be going up against. And he was a Victor player, so I was quite prepared at that time. And I think definitely fighting against Sagax's Victor really helped as well. So those early friendlies kind of boosted my confidence a bit, and I did manage to go 4-2, and Sagax put me out at the end, but he was the better man. So
Yeah,
but
I think if we didn't run into each other, you would have gotten out of pools 100%. I think you were playing really well
Maybe.
on the day. Yeah.
I say that Ryan got out of pools. It's just like how the bracket ran, Because if it wasn't for you, then he would have been through. Like, yeah.
I think going in, my goal was just to get positive, like just a positive win-loss ratio, or even neutral, like 2-2 or 3-2. So I really didn't expect to go 4-2. So it was quite satisfying.
Much better than some of our first runs at VSF. I'll tell you that much. It was much better than some of our first runs.
Yeah, it's really easy, like a big event like that, to like overthink it, or like especially if you're like new, like if you're brand new, like
Yeah.
there's no fucking shame in like 0-2 or 1-2 or whatever. Cause
No, not at all.
you're experiencing like such a huge event, and like half the fun's not even the tournament. It's just like the vibe and like hanging out with people
Yeah.
and all that.
In fact, there was so many friendly setups this time around because I heard maybe the
That's-
previous ones.
Yeah, that is one thing I'll give to like Electronic Dojo, the organizers. The dedicated casuals room, really good. Like the
Yeah.
past years we never had that, but they had like the space that was next to the main area, like just for like warm ups and like casuals and that. Like so good having that. It was a godsend the whole weekend.
So yeah, especially because I think a couple of us were in the later pools.
Mm.
I think mine didn't start till about 6. And we got to the venue about 10 o'clock or something like that. So it was a bit nerve wracking that, but I didn't feel too nervous. Trying to just calm myself down. But the fact that we did have those friendly setups means there was just always something to do. And of course, the stream going on all day. There was always somebody to watch, And it was my first time actually seeing some of the bigger names, like in person, stuff like Rangchu, CBM, Kokoma. And yeah, it was interesting actually seeing them play in person,
Mm-hmm.
Much smaller in person, right?
Yeah. Nah, I'd say some of them are a bit taller than I expected,
People look so different in person.
They do.
Especially people
they
who
really do.
I see streaming, bro. They look so different.
Mm.
Yeah, Twix came up to me and I didn't recognize him for a second.
Yeah, bro.
I was like-
that's what I was thinking.
Like, I'm
I was like,
and I was
Twix doesn't
like,
look
oh.
anything.
Oh. It's funny. you
Was
see
that
someone
like a
on
good
stream.
O or a?
No. It was like I was like, oh, it was like happy to meet him because
Yeah,
I knew he was
yeah.
going. But it was more you see them on stream so much, but then when you actually meet them, sometimes you just don't click on the face.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't register.
So carrying on from that, Daniel, what were you thinking? Because obviously, like, you're quite experienced in terms of like tournaments in general, but this is, I'm right in saying this is the biggest event you've been to.
Oh yeah, definitely the biggest. The first time I have, I guess, properly traveled, like the furthest I'd gone before was like Glasgow to Edinburgh for a tournament. But yeah, proper first major, first like actually traveling, like staying in a hotel for tournament. And I think I just want to like firstly reiterate the fact that going down with a group was, I think, really made that like all of us going together and like supporting everyone on stream and like all the matches. That really, I don't know, made the whole experience really fun, really memorable. And I think I ended up doing pretty well. Day one, it was like mixed feeling because day one I feel like I really didn't play my best, and also the one stream match was I think maybe my worst match. And then but day two was better. So I think overall it was great. I had a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite close, that stream match, wasn't it? I didn't actually get a chance to see it myself.
Game one I did all right, and then after that I started dropping some things, and then just didn't go well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It was against a Lily player, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I suppose that's actually a good question to come on to. I think most of us had stream games. I think Eunice was the only one who didn't. But I think I was the only one here who had the experience of playing on the stage before at VSF. For those that did, how did it feel? Very different? Were you nervous more than usual, or just did you feel any different at all about it? Like, how was it?
I guess I can start. I've obviously been on stream for a lot of tournaments, but definitely not a big stage like that for VSF. I feel like, to be honest, I don't feel like I was super nervous against CBM. I guess my mindset going into it was like, there's no expectations for you to win at all. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And I think I didn't play my best because just in general, I feel like the first day I wasn't playing that well, especially my execution. I got P2 and really hadn't practiced P2 as much as I should have. So like my execution was a bit off, and I definitely didn't play my best. But I felt like my nerves were pretty well controlled. But then when I landed that part, like my comeback where I got a game back. And so I always listen to, like, I've decided that I'm always going to listen to music regardless of the situation. And I have noise cancelling headphones on as well. And I playing a full blast. And I can still hear the crowd like going ham after that shit. and that was like insane. Like the fact that I could hear the crowd through noise canceling headphones, like that made it just kind of extra hype. And like, yeah, like imagine if you won in that situation. So I think the stakes become like just so much higher. Like it's extremely hype, to be honest. Just knowing that you could do something crazy and like it's remembered, and so yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. Hopefully, I can get on more often.
Yeah, man. I think there's actually there's something to be said in that. I think you definitely feel a different vibe when it's like versus UK on stream, and then when it's
Oh,
UK
yeah.
when it's UK versus like an international, because then all of a sudden you feel the whole crowd is like behind you, and like
Absolutely.
like and you'll land like a low, and they'll be like, yes, like everyone's just fucking screaming, like it's so good. Speaking of internationals, Ryan, you had an insane like start to like the game against Mangja, man. That was talk us through that, man. That was one of my favorite moments on stream the whole weekend. If it was, it was so good.
Me, it was a blur. So I think going into Eunice was telling me like just don't respect him because he's one of the OG law players, mind you, and I was just going in my head like I'm not going to beat him anyway, just because there is quite a big skill gap, but at the same time I feel like Tekken 8 more than any other Tekkens there's a bit of RNG more so than maybe previous ones, so I could stand a chance of getting at least a few rounds with him. But like Eunice said, it was just engaging heat right off the bat. And I think the first 2 rounds I got, it still feels a bit of a blur. It was almost like you could hear the crowd cheering whenever I got like a launch or whatever. And it would just be like shell shock mode, like something at a Saving Private Ryan where you're not really hearing them per se. You're locked into the game. And because I didn't play with any headphones, I know Bolt was saying he was playing with the music and everything like that. So I heard the crowd. Deafening, man. But it was working well, and I think I was talking to Jack earlier. He was saying at the end of one of the rounds where I could have maybe took a game, and I got the charged while standing 1-2 with Kuma, obviously, and I missed the kind of wall splat combo. I did maybe like back one or something. I think it was just nerves playing, and I dropped the combo. And Jack was thinking that I could have taken that round, and it would have been like one game.
Yeah.
And then going forward, there was moments where I was just kicking myself because I was going aggressive, still activating heat. Maybe not as quickly as Eunice would have liked me to have done, but he was doing a dick jab almost every time. And it was a good option because I was always going in for like an EWGF or something like that. And I thought he did it. I swear he must have done it about 3 or 4 times. And I was like, I should have just low parried him.
He was shitting
because he was doing it every time. He was I was making him panic.
I told him when it was going into game 2. I says to him, he's scared of you. By the way, when you go into, he's nervous as shit. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, and to be honest, I kind of took that a bit further because the game after, mind you, I was fighting a Lars player. I think. Again, Jack was saying, because you streamed it apparently, Wildo. Jack was saying that he was some Welsh Lars player.
Yeah.
Because he was telling me after the game that he was Tekken God or Tekken God Supreme or something online. It didn't feel like it, man. I mean, sources telling me he was some kind of like online rage quitter, something like that. I don't know. Maybe I see Bolt smiling. He maybe knows.
No, but I can imagine.
But I had that crowd behind me. It was you, it was Wezzers, and I've definitely with the kind of, if you've got those people that you know behind you, those cheers, those kind of like shoulder pads, just even having the coach in your ear, like once between rounds and stuff, it goes a long way. And that's something I'm not used to because that doesn't really happen in the local tourneys. You're just kind of in it and you're by yourself. And, because it's between 2 friendlies, you don't really want to coach one guy because you're kind of rooting for both of them. It doesn't matter who wins. But it really lifts you up, really psychs you up, and it does help you play better.
Yeah, I think that's what elevates like majors like this. Like even when like last year when I was traveling to tournaments with Eunice, like we have like each other's backs in that way because you're against like people from other scenes. It's not just locally.
Yeah.
But, like especially like if VSF was like a big crowd and like even if there's not specific coaching, just feeling the people supporting you behind is like such a such a good thing to have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a kind of affirming kind of feeling.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think previous VSFs like I was all right at supporting, but I think this one I've been a bit better and like being a bit louder and trying to lead the crowd on and all that. And it's man, it's good to have really.
How was your how did you feel about your tournament run there? Especially your game on stream against Sefi Black. You had a
Both games.
Yeah.
you had a pretty fucking good game as far as I could see.
Aye, well, I think like a lot of us like who have been to like majors a lot. I was doing like bracket scouting like for the weeks before when they just got announced, like trying to figure out who I was playing against, and like I was constantly because it shuffled a few times because like the season got changed or whatever, and I was constantly like trying to like worrying about like, oh god, if I get this guy, what card does he play, And I had the king game first, and I was like, well, if I play solid, I should be okay, and I was, but he definitely pushed me quite close from what I remember because I think a lot of you were watching that, right?
Yeah.
Like it was all right, but again, it was just sticking to the game plan, try to play solid gin, grabs and everything, and then I got surprised that I think I was expecting another king player to come up, but then Habibi won instead. He's a Kazuya player who's actually from Scotland and from Edinburgh. But I've not seen him at locals. Like he's been to the RD a few times, but not able to make it other times for whatever reason. So it was quite funny. I was like, oh god, running into a Scottish player at a tournament. Imagine that. As a hint for later, Daniel. By the way, that was a solid joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you hear that and you're like, oh well, Kazuya. I've got experience against Kazuya. I've got experience against Edinburgh Kazuyas. With Little Nut and everything. And then they put it on stream, and I'm like, oh god, here we go. It wasn't. It was weird. It didn't feel like so bad because like the first like because when you get called on the stream, just for anybody who's like not who's not done it before, you get told to sit on the front row of like in front of the stage, and then you're sat there for like 2 to 3 games, and it feels like ages because you're watching these games like, oh god, I'm up in 1, I'm up in 2, and like I definitely thought I was a bit nervous, but then within like a round it went away, because at that point I was just so locked into the game, and I think against against ABB I played like pretty good. And I was like I was like quite confident. That helped. And like when you're especially in tournament, you notice certain things like, oh, he's not breaking grabs. You just kind of
This man landed his first 2 throw. He's alright, bro.
It's just aye, no, like that definitely was like part of it. He's fucking like Habibi's really good as well, by the way. Like I got away with it. Like I think if he was breaking more grabs, I might have been sent to losers. But yeah, no, I was pretty happy with how I played because I played against a lot of Kazuyas, so I was pretty happy with that. And again, like it's funny to say because I think it was Pun Life and Rukang on stream, and like they were mentioning it's like, oh, it's 2 Scottish guys playing each other, but they were noticing that they were like, yous were cheering for me and like not for him because like obviously like yous know me from the scene and like we're friends and everything, so it was quite funny still having that the crowd vibe behind you, like even though it was like a same scene game pretty much. And that helped as well because I think it was it you that came up to coach me, Eunice, like the second game, like even though I'd won, you came up and told me what was working. I can't remember, like yeah, just having that like.
I'm not sure.
That'd be me.
Might
I can't
have
remember. I'm sure whatever we said, it was grab more. I don't think,
yeah.
regardless who it was.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, once I find out you can't break grabs,
Oh yeah.
especially when you're playing against the king player, fuck me, man. Good luck.
Bro.
Actually, that was good. But then the Seth, like I finished that winning. I'm like, oh yeah, man, cool. I'm through the top 96 because that was the main thing. Like if you get to round like 4, you're guaranteed.
Day 2.
Yeah, you're guaranteed day 2, even if you lose your next game. So I'm like, oh, I get to play Sefi Black, one of the best players in the world, one of the best players in Europe. That's cool. That's fine. Whatever happens, happens. And then, except for like
that game wasn't Grab City.
no. Within like a minute, it was not Grab City. In like I think it was like 5 minutes after it got put into the bracket, they mark it for stream again, and I'm like, oh god, here we go, man. But yeah, I don't. What did you think? I had a lot of fun, and I was again, it's like Ryan says, it was a bit of a blur, just because like you're so in the moment and so locked into the game. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it was one of the few games I missed live, but then I looked at it later and you played really, really well. Like it was a close game. You could have won that, so it was cool to see that against, I don't know, the international competition that we were still holding our own. So
Watching that game, I think I've noticed this about German players, specifically Tetsu and Sephi Black, is that they're both very adaptive in terms of even if they'll lose a game, they adapt very quickly to it, both of them, and that's kind of just what they specialize in. That's what the game's kind of all about, or fighting games is about in general. It's kind of one of the fundamentals. I think you played out your fucking mind, especially when I saw that clutch low parry.
oh yeah,
Like that was crazy to watch. I was super fucking proud of that. I was like, because you were as good as dead that round. Like, and he was ahead by a mile. And the fact that you clawed it back, it was a fucking mountain claim for you. It would have been for anyone in that position, to be honest. And the fact that you came back pretty strong was fucking amazing, to be honest, to watch. It was actually a pleasure to see you take a game from him and then almost bring it back, bring back the full set.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
And one more, sorry, my bad.
No, yeah,
One more
you
thing.
go.
Like, he kind of stuck to the game plan. I said that he was going to step. Well, me and Bo both said he was going to step a lot. That's his game plan. He loves to sidestep with punish. It's the main thing he's going to do. And you kept in control with the 2-1 and the standing 4. Like, you kept him in check every time. Like, making sure he doesn't step the way he wants to. Because that was going to be his end game with the whole time. I can't remember how he switched it up in the last game, but he did a good job as usual. He's a legend in our. So it would have been a tough game for anyone in that position.
Yeah, it's funny. I was really agreeing with what Ryan was saying about how stream game earlier is like it's such a blur when you're doing it and like you're locked in, and then and you're happy with how you've done, but then like you watch it back and then you see little moments. You're like, man, I could have even won if I'd like made a few more adjustments. Yeah, it's funny watching back because like once I'd done it, I was like, oh my god, I got a game. That's crazy. Everyone's like sick comeback and everything. And then you see little moments like whatever the Sheen like low high is. Like if you try and punish the low too early, you get clipped by the high and you lose. And it's like the third game. I think that was one of the round I'd lost. And like yeah, it just shows you like if you stick to your game plan and you're confident, like how far you can go.
Well, that's the thing about tournament play. Tournament play is basically who breaks first, you or the other guy. You know what I mean? You both can have the fundamentals and the whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's all about mental and who loses control first before the other one does. You know what I mean? You look back at it and you think to yourself, I could have done this and I could have done that. I've done that quite a few times, but at the end of the day, it's you gotta be mentally with it on the day. You gotta be fucking you gotta be strong enough to keep a hold of yourself, keep it not tilt, not fucking get nervous, not hesitate and things like that. And just and you gotta pay attention to what the other guy's doing.
Yeah, I think you played some of your best Tekken that I've ever seen you play, to be honest. And I think like for example, I think the difference between like my game potentially, because obviously my game CBM really strong player as well, and yours is I think you were playing your best and you were playing him on the same kind of level. Like I feel like fundamentally you were doing really well against him. It wasn't even like sometimes when when I got the game against CBM, a lot of it was like some cheese, like high damage sequences and stuff. But you were going like poke for poke with him and things like that, and making really good decisions on even small pokes. Landing a lot of fours, landing a lot of down fours, that sort of stuff with punishes. Yeah, exactly. So like that was great to see, man. Like poking with one of the best players at that, and honestly strong poking character. Obviously Jin's good as well, but yeah, really well played.
Yeah.
I think as well, Alistair did pretty good on the day as
Oh
well.
yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, watching that game against Mulgold is like even though he might not think it, but I think that to me was a good game to watch because it was a good because it's kind of like Alistair just always wants to play the best people there is. You know what I mean? and it's perfect for him because what better than the guy who won the whole tournament in the first place?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And none of us, like, rarely any of us have kind of gotten that chance to play one of the best Korean players. You know, rarely one of us have got that chance, and the fact that he got that chance, and he got to see what that's kind of like, and now he could sit down in his house and be like in his head, all right, this is the level I want to get to and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And that, like, he could always look back at that game and say, well, I played at the highest level.
Mm-hmm. Aye, for sure, man. We can, I suppose, mention Alistair's run because he's not here to discuss it himself. But again, he played like really good. Like we all played like super solid and like good in that. And I think what was it? Because before that, he played Zach as a center player from down south, and I think he was a bit.
The King before that, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Alistair was necessarily like worried, but I know he was a bit concerned because he hadn't had a lot of Azucena experience. But you wouldn't have known it when you were watching the game because he played like really like super well. And
I could tell you one thing because sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I thought I couldn't hear Greg for a sec. I can tell you one thing. Me a week ago, me and Lab were not me and Lab. Me and fucking Alistair was sitting down on the Discord chat, and I was streaming the Azucena Feng matchup, and that matchup for Azucena is so bad. She could do the main pokes and whatnot, but when she goes into stance, it's all Feng's game from there. It's like the back to like. So I was kind of showing Alistair this is what you could do pretty much against her back turn mixes and stuff like that. And at first he wasn't going through with it, but when as the games went on and on, as the rounds went on and on, like he was starting to do it a lot more now. But that matchup for Azucena is not a good matchup at all. It's why I think it's why Neon K didn't pick Azucena against Alistair and that Mig. Because he knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, that's actually we'll talk about Mig later on because I forgot we didn't even like we've not had a podcast since that happened, so we can touch on that a bit later on. But continuing on with versus fighting. Daniel, how did you feel playing on the stage? Nervous? Was it alright?
I mean, I think mine was different because I felt, well, I don't know if it was, but I felt like the expectation was that I should win that match. And I think all the other ones, everyone was like, I don't think I'm gonna win, or I'm gonna give my best. And so that one, so I think game one went fine, and then there was a moment in the first round of the second game where I was like, okay, I'm gonna do Oki slide mix, and then he just woke up rage art, and that hit, and I was like, are you serious? And then I think from there I started like not thinking, and I started dropping some acids and dropping down threes, and it just kept spiraling, and I was like, I'm actually gonna lose this, and I stopped thinking about what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna win, and I started being like, oh, this is just not working out for me. So like that game was, I think, letting I don't know, knowing that you're on stage and then things start going badly and then it sort of spirals. So I think that's the other side of being on stage, that sometimes it plays against you. But then I had the other stream, the French stream against Tetsu.
Oh yeah.
And that one I did a lot better because I feel like the stream setup wasn't really on stage, so but I think your mentality means a lot because you either let the pressure get to you or you just forget about it. So it's something I kind of want to go back now and try the big stage matches again and see, try to get better at tuning it out.
Yeah, I mean it's all experience. Like once you've done it once, okay, I've done it before. I'm not. This isn't anything new. And,
yeah, I think going back I'd probably do better. I think it's just first VSF, first time being on a big stage like that, and then sometimes you let it get to you.
Yeah. Aye. DJ Vu brings up a good point in chat. Another one of our members who aren't here to talk about his run, Weathers. He had an insane game on stream, man. Like so he played Gosen, and I think obviously the Gosen ended up top 8 winners. So you'd think like, okay, vast majority of people would be like, oh yeah, Gosen wins that easy. First game was not easy. It was a 3-0 to Weathers, man, and I don't know if we were all stood together at the same time when it was happening. I feel like we were split up a wee bit in the crowd, but I was popping off like mad, man. I could not believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was watching that game back, not game back. I was there watching the game, and before that, right, I was doing my pulls, and I said to Goldstein, "You're playing one of our guys," and he asked me, "Oh, who did he play?" And I said to him, "Lily."
Oldest trick in the book.
And then Chops just happened to be behind me,
No.
he goes to Goldstein. No, he plays Lars. I says no, Goldstein. He plays Lily. He says I know him better. He plays Lily. And then Chops just told, and then Goldstein just goes, "Hey, well, why didn't you just tell me that, bro?" I was like as if I'm gonna fucking tell you which one of our guys is gonna play what character.
Bro, exactly, man. It's like you say, it's war time, because like people are like asking me in Discords before VSF, like, "Oh, this guy's got SCO in his name. Who's he playing?" I'm not telling you. Like one,
Absolutely.
one. You can look that up in like a minute if you tried. And two, like, I'm not giving away tech, man. Come on.
Fucking Joy's little brother. Fucking we met him in the coffee shop or something. Coffee shop on the second day, was it? And fucking, I was like this to him. I says you got some balls on you trying to ask us who the fuck what our guys play, like as if we're gonna fucking tell you.
I think it was the first draft. He had Daniel game 1, which by the way would have been a mad game 1 and should not have happened. I'm glad we got that fixed. But yeah, it's like he's asking us like, "Oh, who'd you play?" Like, man, I'm not telling you. Like, it's Scotland against it. It's fuck everyone else. Ours is what I think is son to what I said to that effect. Like, there's no.
Yeah, it's like I said in the second day. It's wartime, son. Like well, we're not gonna tell you shit.
Mm.
I said unless if he gave me 20 grand, I would have told him a lie and took the money.
As you should.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the only time he'd get an answer out of me. I'd have sold him a fucking lie and took his 20 grand and never even turned up to VSF.
Ever again, change name, stop playing Tekken, run with the money.
Yeah.
Now Wesley,
money back, come and get it.
Yeah.
I think though, like,
Go on.
talking about Wezzer's games, I thought maybe the more hype one was his first game against that Alyssa player.
Oh my
He was
god!
about to lose
shit!
that.
He was so
That was
close
so
to losing
close.
it.
Yeah.
That
was
rage
very
just
Wesley.
saved him.
That was a very Wesley moment. If I watched that back like 10 times out of 10, I would have said he died, because like everyone's seen those clips where Alyssa's chainsaw. So Alyssa did like the, I don't know, boot 1 or some shit, where she comes up and like does like a million hits on your blocks, like +9, and does a shit ton of damage. And he rage arted and somehow did like one chip, and then the rage art went through, which I've never seen before.
Yeah.
And he came back all the way from that. He was about to get 2-0'd. And then, like, that was such a Wesley moment. That was exactly like that battle for Glasgow. Done to Eunice. Eunice was like on the last hit. And I was all like, bro, I swear Wesley is like a specialist at those. And going back to his Ghost Hand game, I was at like the front. I'd coach Wesley in that game and things like that. I was sitting next to A. Ritchie, and I was all like, literally, everyone who plays Wesley loses the first time. Like, there's no way you can play against Wesley and beat him first time. Like, he's so weird. His playstyle is so strange. His timing, the move choice. He's strangely patient at times, and then extremely aggressive other times. And like, I think you could see, like, like I said, Gosen top 8 winners, and he got 3-0'd in the first game. And I think like Wesley was 1 round away from 2-0ing him. So like, I mean, clearly Gosen adapted really well, but yeah, bro, there's that Wesley first game buff. It's unbeatable.
Definitely, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think that's his strength, man. He is unpredictable at points.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many times where I've played Wesley's Eddie just in a friendly match, and I cannot guess when his like hell sweep will come out. Eddie's hell sweep will come out. I'll get it maybe 1 time out of 20. Even when I'm just like so sure this time he'll do the hell sweep and I'll block low. It's just he's really hard to predict. And his whiff punishment, he's really good at whiffing people.
Some of
and
those
make them pay for it.
some of those arc blasts against Gosain, like I think it was like the third round he got like a mad one, like it was like a down for one whiff and he just absolutely like it was to win the round and it was crazy.
Yeah, he knows his distances. Like he'll know a move. Like I feel like he himself will really whiff. He'll always get a block, especially with Lars. Man, he knows the like ranges of his Beyblade, and it's something. It's something. But it seems to be his strong suit as any character with some kind of stance. Any character that has like crushing stances. Because I think right now he's playing Zafina. He's practicing her a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think Wesley's
maybe takes him further.
Yeah.
But
I think it might be good because he doesn't play this game so much, or like he doesn't like pay attention to like just like the basic. I don't know. He doesn't copy other people. Like he just plays. Like this guy would always come to a MIG or RD, and he won't like this guy's hardly played in like the last 2 months, and he'll come and he'll just do shit that you've never seen before, and like just play in his own play. I think that's a strength, to be honest, that unpredictability, and then. Yeah, bro, it's extremely hard to play against on your first time playing him.
Well, that was the old classic. Is like late game Tekken 7. He'd spend the whole month playing like Crash Team Rumble or whatever, then show up and just win Edinburgh, and you're like, okay, man, I'm practicing like a mug, and this guy's playing Crash games, and he just shows up and wins anyway. And it's like
comes in arc blast, down back 4, and chill.
His down back 4s, man.
He kind of has our style mixed with EU style. That's the best way I could describe it.
Bro, he's his own style, honestly, bro.
Trust me. It's like I've not came across his kind of his way, but he's our style mixed with a little bit of EU style is the best way I could possibly describe it.
You think our style is very different from EU style?
I think he plays.
What do you think our style is?
He has the defensiveness of the EU guys 100%. Like some of the best EU guys timing I think he's got. It's like it's almost as good. I'm gonna say it's kind of crazy, but it's almost like kind of playing Black Kazama in a way. You ever played Black Kazama? And like he just seems to have the right option defensively against you in every situation.
He's good at reading people in that way, I think.
Yeah, I think it's his reads. Because I remember I played against him in a grand final. I was on winner's side. Like I'd got there pretty easily. I hadn't played Wesley in ages, and he was playing against my Julia. I'd beaten him before Julia, and I knew he didn't know what was going on with Julia. And then, like this guy I don't even think he knew what shotgun was as a move, or like any of Julia's stances. And he guessed better than I've ever seen. Like he'd do shit that was completely unoptimal, but it would perfectly beat the option out to the point where I switched to Noctis, and I hadn't played Noctis in like 2 years at that point. Like I didn't even play Noctis. I was like, I don't know what else to do. Like guy just seems to he reset the bracket on me. So like he has very good instincts, extremely good instincts.
Yeah, I suppose that legacy knowledge would help because like I was saying how. Like me and him have been playing since like Tekken 2. I think it has been a legacy game since about Tekken 5. I think you can go back to Tekken 5 and it'd be a lot of the moves, the modern moves that most of the character from that roster have exist in that game and onwards.
Maybe it's because Wesley's been playing as long as he has, but hasn't really been trying that hard. He just built up a really good, just feel for the game without actually
feel.
Like, because I feel like everyone who tryhards at the game, including me, like to some point you emulate better players, right? They all look, Nee did that shit or Lohai did that. Like I should play like that. But then like Wesley's just like probably never even seen these guys play. He just comes in and he just plays, and he's been playing. Like, and clearly he just has a feel with Lars as well on top of that, which I'm glad he picked Lars or Gosain. Like he knows what to do to win and things like that.
Aye, no, he played super sick. As we know, because like he's been so like doing so well in Scotland. Like it just shows you that our best guys can compete with like the best of the best. Moments like that, it's on stream.
Oh yeah.
I suppose we've mostly been talking about day one so far. Just to wrap it up, So most of us, all of us here got with pools. I include Ryan in this because those evil bracket runners, bracket seeders, rigged it so that two of our own had to play each other to get out to top 96. And I've experienced this as well. We'll talk about that right after. But how were you feeling once you realised that you had to play each other to get out?
I'll go first. I mean, yes. On you go, Daniel. Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
I was dreading it. I was like, oh man, not Daniel. Because me and him have been playing friendlies in the hotel the day before, and we've been playing friendlies during the day on day one. And I would say Daniel was taking the majority of the games that whole time. I could get like a couple here and there. And yeah, I just felt going up against it, I just had in my mind, like, I know who the better player is. It is Daniel. I felt like it's going to be a struggle for me to win. And, you know, I feel like once you've labbed Kuma, like once, you know, a lot of Kuma's options become much more riskier because everything's launch on block. Everything's like a lot more punishable than you think it is. And I think I gave Daniel that edge by doing a lot of that punishable stuff. You know, you even see Rangchu throwing like rolling 2 sometimes. There's a launch, punish, move on block. Some of the top guys don't launch it. I mean, if you throw out rare enough, they're not going to do it. But yeah, and I definitely felt like I could have done a bit better than I did because I'm pretty sure it was just straight sets with Daniel when it counted. But it's a good experience because I don't fight enough Lees either. So it was, I was just taking. I just enjoyed it. You know,
get that option selected. On you go.
Yeah.
Had you?
And
sorry, go on.
But yeah, I was happy. Like even if I did lose, because I knew it was going to be one of us going through anyway. So there really didn't feel like there was too much pressure or like big stuff on the line. You know.
Yeah, that was the silver lining to. I was similar with our one after. How were you feeling, Daniel? Because had you played in any previous tournament, or was that your first time?
I think we ran into each other in MIG.
Yeah, it was MIG. Daniel put me into losers bracket,
right?
I think, or maybe Daniel put me out. Can't remember. But we did fight each other once in tourney, and it was your Lee. Because I know you were saying you had a Victor before.
Yeah, so Victor was the very first MIG, I think, for Tekken 8. Like the very start of Tekken, I was trying some Victor. But I mean, going into it, I was a bit mixed because we'd had the games in the hotel before. So I knew somewhat of what to expect, but also your timing is really unique at times. Like I felt myself I was getting countered a lot, so I was like, I definitely could lose, and also I knew on the day I wasn't playing well. So I was like, this could definitely be where I leave. I could go out at pools. But luckily, you know, I did end up winning. But I think it's also Bears is one of my better matchups, I think, because in Tekken 7 I had someone who kept knocking me out who played Bears. And I got so sick of losing to Bears that I learned the character and I like labbed all the moves and I learned all the specific Lee things he can do in the matchup. And some of them have carried over, so I think.
Yeah, I do remember you doing some like juggles, and I was like, "Is that some kind of new combo?" And he's like, "No, it's just a Bear specific combo." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, he gets while standing 2-3 into a combo on a Bear without having to do heat.
Yeah.
And then he also gets you can do down 444 the wall ender. I used the infinite on the Geese stage, which was fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say actually, because that was another thing, because it was pretty soon after your game on stream, right? And I know you weren't really happy with how you played. So did you feel that impacting you at the start? You're like, oh god, I just lost on stream. Oh, how am I going to recover from
I mean,
this?
I was definitely thinking about it. I was like, I'm playing so bad. This could definitely be where I go out because I know he can't take games off me. So yeah, so that was playing in the back of my head.
Yeah. No, it was a good game. I don't think Did we maybe record it? I'm not sure if we did, but yeah, it was. We'll talk about it next as well, but it was quite sad because like you earlier on we were talking about the benefit of like whenever it's one of us playing against just anybody else from another scene, you're all behind helping them out, trying to think what they can do better and pass on the message like for coaching or whatever. When it's two of your own guys, you're like, well, fuck, like you're just sat, like you can't do anything about it, and you can't like you can't even get hype. Like if someone like does something really sick, you're like, yeah, man, but then like it's against one of your boys, so you're like, cool, you know,
Yeah.
like polite applause, you know, just nothing like hype or anything.
Aye.
We just have to treat that game as locals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, even in locals, I feel like if I win, I'm a lot happier. There's something about like it being the major and knocking someone out right before pools. I was like, this. Even the win didn't feel good.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's good. That's because you don't expect it as well, right? You go into locals, bro. You know you're gonna be like, you're hoping to knock your friends out, but then in a major,
Yeah.
you want everyone to get as far as they can, right?
Yeah. Aye.
I think definitely next time, that's the target.
knock
Top
out.
night 6, at least.
I thought you were gonna say knock out Daniel. I'm like, yeah, man.
Knock out Daniel, you
Yeah,
should.
bro.
You got a target in your head, man.
I think I got some karma coming to me.
Hey, next.
I'm very glad that Wesley didn't lose that first game, because if he lost that first game, he would have been on a loser's path.
Yeah.
To me, like,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Aye. Nah, it's like you say, it's never something you really want to happen, but it's kind of an inevitability depending on like how big an event is. You know, you can't exactly avoid it with like 5 6 different permutations like brackets or whatever.
I didn't happen to you, Eunice. You were on the loser's path. You kind of just because you got through to top 96, didn't you?
Ryan, I don't want to talk about it. It was a very doable run for me if I'd have played a lot better on the day, but it happens sometimes. New game, tournament. I don't know if it was tournament nerves or whatever, or just maybe not prepping enough. I'm not sure what it was exactly, but I think from that experience, it's just something to learn through and just kind of continue going on as time goes by. Either way, it wasn't the best run, to be honest. I could have done a whole lot better, but it is what it is, and learn from your mistakes, continue on, move on. It's in the past.
Exactly. It was good to see you pick yourself back up, because you did manage to kind of power through.
Yeah, I was going to say because I was going to say it was a bit of a surprise. Obviously, a player as good as you going to losers like when you did, but do you think like maybe the tournament experience you've had helped you in that you were like, okay, I'm still in it, it's fine, I can just play my game and I'll be all right getting through these games?
Honestly, for some reason, when I'm in the losers, I seem to play, like I'm not worried about a whole lot. So I just kind of, I just kind of think to myself, nothing to lose, might as well do the best that I can, type of thing. Whereas winners, I'm just concerned about. In my head, I'm overthinking things. It's just I even asked Fergus about this one time. I says, do you ever get used to playing on stream and stuff like that? And he told me, no, you never get used to it. You never ever do. And that's kind of something I kind of took with me a lot. Is that it's just tournament nerves, especially major tournaments, are just something that they're gonna be there regardless of who it is. You know what I mean? And I gotta work on some things about myself and kind of just come back stronger next year. Try not to make the same mistakes. Hopefully next year I'll have an even better VSF.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's the right attitude to have about it, definitely. And hey, even with like the early upset, you still made it to day 2. Like a lot of us did. And I think the general feeling after day 1 was like really positive. Like we're all like cheering each other, supporting each other. We all did really well.
I honestly I had more fun supporting you guys more than I did doing the tournaments, because I always during tournament nights, major tournament nights, I barely sleep. I could barely sleep at all. The first night, hotel room, I went to sleep about 4 or 5 in the morning, and I woke up about 8 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause I just
Yeah.
I kept thinking about the games inside my head too much. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So yeah, that's what I was sort of thinking about.
Yeah.
If I get one chance, bro, I just want to give one player we haven't talked about, which really does deserve thingy, is Mac for coming out, man. Like,
Yeah.
he's come out so early in his Tekken career, man, and like was so keen, and he was there supporting all of us. I think his games didn't go as well as he wanted it to, but honestly, like it's difficult because if anyone's come out like 5 months in, 6 months into playing the game, man, like you're playing as people who've been playing for like 5, 6 years, and like he's still done a really really good job taking games off of really, really strong players that I would struggle with as well.
Mhm.
So like big respect to him, man. Like I'm sure he learned a lot at the same time, and the sooner you get these kind of get into these places and play against these ridiculously difficult people and playing these big, the faster you're gonna level up, and he's already getting better so quickly. So I think that was worth saying, definitely.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's like you mentioned like how long he's been playing for, and like the rate of which the improvement like so far, like the level he's at already, like how well he was doing at
Oh, yeah.
VSF. Like he had Sparta game 1, right? And like that is a
Yeah.
difficult fucking game 1. And he, if I remember correctly, he was getting rounds, man. Like it was
Yeah,
it was looking
he
good.
took the first game pretty
Yeah.
convincingly. I was literally like I was worried about Sparta. I played against Fergus in a first to 10. I played against Cyan, a really good German Aska player. I was living Aska. Like I was worried about Sparta, and like Mac almost beat him. So respect, man, respect.
Mhm. Yeah, man.
Yeah, the Bristol boys are a pain in the ass and always will be, but they're good lads.
Good guys. But they're still not getting tech if they're asking who they're playing against. Because I'm like, I
No,
don't know.
they could suck a big fat Welsh willy, but like
Damn.
we love them to bits, really.
If anyone
Next time it'll be Max an Alyssa player, always has been. Sometimes plays some,
yeah.
some Kunimitsu, even in Tekken 8, just labber,
Yeah, he had a king face, but he's not really feeling him now. He's like he's not even doing grabs. No need to duck. Like it's fine. Like
Absolutely. Stay standing.
aye, nah, well played, Tim. And it's like you say, it's good. It's good to have like newer guys like making the journey with us and everything. Because more people, and it's just good to have the scene rep and add to the vibe and all that.
Yeah, I think going on from Mac, I definitely remember Wesler's saying, because he got a lot of good friendlies, and Wesler's was mentioned one of his good strengths was like he knew a lot of decent setups with King. Right off the bat, like he would set people up so he'd be crouching, doing down forward twos, getting full launchers. And I think that's like a really important part of Tekken, especially considering it's his first fighting game, Tekken game he's ever played.
Literally.
Yeah.
I was so surprised to hear like I think a couple of months back at one of the tourneys was like he was already the highest red rank or something online. I was like, oh man. So I took a while getting out those ranks when I was in like Tekken 7. I know the system's a bit different, but I would not have been that good if that was my first ever Tekken game. So like he's learning fast. So he's one to watch out for, 100%.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Speaking of
Especially the
Mac,
King.
and all the young guys, like it's good to see that they're kind of taking it up further. You know what I mean? The game, trying to reach that level. Because I believe I have predictions that probably Mac and John will probably be the first ones to kind of get to that level. And
Ain't
maybe
missing out on my boy Phil, bro. You know what I'm saying? This guy's been doing really well.
Phil, I think will come later. I think will come later, in my opinion. But I think
This guy he trolls too much, bro. He trolls too much. But if he took it seriously, I feel like he truly plays Tekken as some just random like hobby sort of thing. But if he gets the time,
but like I think John and Mac will probably get there first. I think with proper guidance and stuff. And what they need to understand really is that when it comes to the game, they need to understand that nothing else matters. Your career doesn't matter. Your hobbies don't matter. Your hobby is now Tekken. Your
Yeah.
wife and your girlfriends don't matter. The game is now your wife. The game is your girlfriend now.
In
Um,
the words of Alsan,
I don't know about that.
stop doing real life, play Tekken.
Yeah,
And hey, it worked for
pretty
him, man.
much.
So like
As
that's just a lesson.
as soon as they both understand that, they'll get it for sure. But as far as it goes, your life doesn't matter. Your hobby doesn't matter. If you have a good career, that's good. Time to get rid of it and play some Tekken. Your girlfriend, I know you love her, but it doesn't matter anymore. It's time to play some Tekken. Sometimes, I'll admit this on stream. Sometimes, I choose between calling my girlfriend or playing Tekken, and she knows the score. I'm kidding on him.
And
I love you, Abby, but please don't kill me.
And with Eunice getting comfortable in the grave that he's just dug himself.
Someone sent her to the clip.
Yeah, that was that was like the general vibe from like the end of day one was like so positive and like everybody played really well and all that stuff.
Matt just said life coach. No, I ain't no life coach. It's Tekken coach.
Tekken coach, that is your life, bro.
Tekken. You're gonna live Tekken. You're gonna breathe it. When you go to sleep, right? The first thing you should be thinking about is like, did you block something that you were supposed to block and punish it? When you're being yelled at by your boss for doing such a shit job, the only thing you should be thinking about is was it lunge punishable or not?
Facts.
When your girlfriend's asking you to marry her, you do the first thing you should be thinking about is what are you gonna do, ranked or lab session?
Just gotta Jin parry that. Just
Yeah.
So I'm trying to save money to go combo breaker, bro. I ain't interested in any of that stuff. If he's not dead after the clip gets sent, he's dead now from laughing. So that's good.
I swear Daniel's got the most impeccable timing when it comes to jokes. I swear to God.
I gotta practice my timing in real life. This is somewhat of the Tekken practice carrying on.
We're laughing, bro.
I need to calm down 2 seconds.
Just imagine like just whenever like some like inconvenience in life comes up, just going like that and then just walking past.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. Like, I'm good.
It's if in doubt, man.
Alright, now that I've calmed down and realised the hole that I've dug myself, I'd like to apologise to my girlfriend if she ever is gonna watch this. Hopefully not.
I
didn't mean it.
If you slip if you slip me a $5, I can cut it from the VOD, bro. I got you. I got your back.
I didn't mean it.
Right. Well, you've dug like 2 graves now, so I'll save you digging a third.
But please edit out. No, don't edit it. Don't worry about it.
Alright, okay.
No, edit it.
Yeah. Aye, so day one vibe positive, all good. Successful day wrapped up. We were all walking to get. I think we went to Chicken Place at the end of the day, and then we realised,
Good shout.
it wasn't enough for Daniel to have just Ryan in his path. The first game of day 2 is against me, and I remember when that was mentioned at first. I'm like, you're taking the piss. There's no way. Like after just playing Ryan, he's got me, and lo and behold, it was the case, and I think. I don't know how about you, but I think it was worse the fact that we had like the entire night and morning to be like, damn, I'm playing another Scottish guy straight away again. Yeah. That's so good. Like, yeah.
It's brutal that it was right after each other. I think if we were like lined up, it would have been better, but it was like, no, one then the other.
The chicken was nice, but the restaurant looked like the city.
Yeah, the chicken wasn't bad. The restaurant was garbage.
I told people like I say Birmingham does the best chicken, and I mean that. Like, does the best chicken in the UK.
I would say later on. I think it was day 2. Man, first experience with Popeyes. Oof.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Popeyes was good.
Puts KFC's to shame. Tell you what. There's one in Glasgow as well. Actually, I found that out last weekend.
Yeah, no, that was my suggestion. I'd never been to one in Glasgow, but yeah, it was so good.
Yeah, it's class, man.
Again, that's part of the like the fun of like all these major tournaments and traveling as you get to like hang out and get food with people and all that sort of thing. And yeah, it was good. But as I was enjoying my Dixie's chicken, I was thinking, damn, I got to play Daniel next day. That's crazy.
Mhm.
And I was also hanging in the back of my mind that the last time I played you in tournament was the previous MiG, I want to say, and I got 2-0'd. So like part of that was like, oh no, like it's gonna like is that gonna happen again? And I don't know. Did you do like any sort of like did you think about like have any notes for Jen or whatever? You were just like, I'll just play and see how it goes.
I just played. Were you looking at anything?
Well,
Doing some.
I had I brought my Steam Deck with me, and I think I like
Uh-huh.
tested like a few things with Lee, and that was it. Like just like try to remind myself of like how minus some stuff was, but it wasn't anything.
Okay.
It wasn't anything like I wasn't doing like in depth like Lee labbing for like 2 hours or anything. But yeah, and then yeah, no, it was just again it's the same thing with the you against Ryan. It was just depressing. Like everybody's just sat like it's like
Yeah.
like no cheating, no nothing. And you're just all right, well played, man. You know that was it
Yeah.
done.
GG's, move on.
Yeah, and again, it's like you're happy because one guy's guaranteed to get through. Like that's good. But
Mhm.
yeah, I wish it was me, man. I wish it was me that got to make the run. You know?
Mm.
Nah.
I mean, those two games were like my least favorite games. There was no cheering. There was no hype. It was like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Sad.
I think like I don't know how you felt about the games like themselves, but I got smoked the first game. I think like or like well, I felt like I got smoked, but I think I got like a round or two. But like you won like pretty convincingly still. I think.
Yeah, I think it was like one game convincingly, and then you won the second game convincingly, and the third was actually pretty tight, if I remember it correctly. So it was like a good game overall, a
Yeah.
good match.
Yeah, and you were like, and again like since we didn't have people behind us, you were kind of just forced to try and make your own adaptations like it was locals.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I feel like I adapted good the second game, then the third game it was kind of just ran out of mental energy, and then
What was the score at the end? 2-1?
2-1.
Yeah, it was 2-1, yeah.
Yeah, but then I could were you all watching that? I think it's similar to Ryan the boat with Ryan's game. You were just like you can't even like say anything.
Yeah.
Mm.
I didn't watch
think
it, bro.
actually
I
I
was like, what am I
watched
going to
it.
say? You know?
Yeah.
Found out who won at the end.
But then
I don't know if I could watch it at the beginning because
oh were you not getting ready
I'd
for
registered
Tekken?
for the Soul Calibur tourney on
Oh,
day
Oh,
yeah.
of course, yeah.
Yeah. It was good. There was actually a couple of the guys that used to go to the old MiGs. Because remember there was a couple of MiGs ages ago, years ago now, that had Soul Calibur 6. It was one of the little small tourneys.
Mm.
There was 2 guys that used to go to those tournaments from Scotland. So it's good to see them again, catch up.
Mm.
They're still playing it, man. Still a scene up there, it seems, you know.
Yeah.
And I was talking to them about like the possibility of a new Soul Calibur game. They seem quite confident that it will come. It's just a matter of when, you know. Because that was one of the games I played when I was a kid. It was Soul Calibur as well, and I do wish it was a bit more popular than it is. But yeah, just
Yeah.
the
Sorry,
state of Soul
Ryan.
Calibur
Yeah, they
6.
got-
As long as we're around, it'll be hard for you guys. But I'm sure you'll get
Tekken
there.
is
but
king. I'll always prefer Tekken to Soul Calibur, but
I'm just
wish it
letting
was
you
a
know,
bit more
man. Like
popular,
we're pretty high up there. Do you know what I mean? And like
I
you
do.
guys got big shoes to fill.
yeah.
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 Nah, they've got dedicated scene up here, definitely. Sound guys.
Definitely.
I'm sure they'll be rewarded with
Yeah,
something new eventually, but yeah.
Silas won. From Scotland. Silas won the I think won the VSF for SoCal this year. Did you
Alright.
know?
I mean, probably, yeah, because I know that guy's really fucking good, so yeah. I
Yeah, like
believe you.
he's I think he's like the best in the UK.
Mhm.
Which is
Aye.
crazy, cause yeah.
Keep going. Sorry, Eunice, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying it's crazy because I remember seeing Silas up in the locals in the first ever SoCal 6 tournament, and back in the younger T7 days, they had an alright scene actually. And they're pretty much the same numbers as ours back in the day. It was a fun game. Soul Calibur is a fun game. It's just I don't know what happened, to be honest. It just
It's not just netcode was bad. Especially the most recent one, the story mode's just terrible. Just a bunch. It's just a slideshow of half-assed drawings, and I think they just put too much effort into what was, at the end of the day, not a great netcode. It's just the online, I think, failed it.
I suppose on that note, we've been talking about Tekken this entire time. Obviously, this is a Tekken podcast, but were you engaging with any other games going on that maybe supporting some of the other Scottish guys? Like I know, like in Street Fighter, we had like Sully and Soundboy both had really good runs. I know we had like guys like Bogus and that playing Grand Blue. Yeah.
I support the Street Fighter. Yeah, I think Launch did pretty well as well.
Yeah.
He definitely got the day two. Soundboy I think done well, but I think got upset quite close to like top 16 or top 32. Sully did really, really well. He was literally one game away from top 8. And I watched one of those games and it was very, very hyped. So yeah, definitely. I mean, he did very well. He was very close to getting top 8, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, a lot of us did pretty well.
Yeah, Esler came down for one day for Marvel as well. I think he got top 4, like out of like how big the tournament was. That's really good. Expected he was really fucking good at I was gonna say Soul Calibur. He did play Soul Calibur, but he was good at Marvel. I like to see Scotland representing anything, man. I'll come and shout. I've got no idea what's going on, but I mind some of the Scottish guys actually got in trouble because they were booing whenever someone else got a combo in Grand Blue. And yeah, they got like a warning about that. It's so funny, man.
They were doing that in Street Fighter for Sully when he was on the big stage in the auditorium.
Yeah.
It got to the point where they were just doing it as a joke. Like Loki, Sully did great, but he got kind of rolled in that game, and it was just boo for like 80% of the. And then Sully would land like a throw. I was like they were going ham, bro, just for like the simplest shit. It was pretty hilarious. So
is that a tactic? We need to adopt.
We need to do it. We just need to have sound all the time. Like don't give the time. Like if they're doing something, they hear consistent booing for the entire time. If they get hit, they feel it, bro. Like we have hit sound effects. Hit sound effects and cheering.
Bring a megaphone in.
Hey, great optic.
Yeah. I tell you, the guy that was announcing people's names on the Tekken 8 sets, especially on day 1, he was screaming, man. Oh, yeah. I thought he needs a megaphone just to call out people's names. The Soul Calibur tournament had a megaphone, and it was just a little office room. You don't need it. Give it to the guys downstairs because they needed it. The organisers, they'd be feeling it the next.
I said this like a long time back. I says they need for the VSFs when they're calling people out, they need fucking microphones because
some kind of speaker system.
Them a long way. Though to be fair, to imagine Fast Life Fury with the mic haunts my dreams.
So I think some of the TOs have like they've gotten so good, like all the shouting and that they don't even need like a megaphone. Like it's but you can definitely hear like even like halfway through day 1, like some of their voices were getting like hoarse already, and you're like, man, somebody help these guys out because they're trying to wrangle like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And I guess that's a good time to mention. Just like the tournament ran super smoothly. Like shouts to the whole team, Electronic Dojo, man. Like they did so fun good. Like they nailed it. Like they always do.
They did excellent. They did excellent.
Yeah.
They did God's work.
Definitely, man.
And so what were we mentioning before? We're talking about the losers games we played with each other. And then Daniel, you went on a little bit of a run after that. You want to talk a bit more about that? Yeah. What was your next game after that?
Run. Yeah, the next game was against who was playing? I think you guys knew the Nina player that I played.
Oh, he's a Mortal Kombat player, right? Foxy Grandpa, was it?
Foxy
Grandpa, yeah. So I'm really glad that game went smoothly because I think it was him and then Tetsu. If I remember, or was there 2 games?
It was him then Tetsu, yeah.
Yeah. So him then Tetsu, and I'm glad I did really well in that game because I think that gave momentum going into Tetsu, and then I feel like I could have maybe won that Tetsu game. I think the final game I made a couple more adjustments. I was looking at it afterwards. And it's like the same thing you said with Sephi. It's like, I could have made these adjustments and then probably won it. But yeah. I think it ended up being a pretty nice run, yeah.
I think that game is like an underrated one in that it was maybe the best game from all of us, like on stream, because obviously it was on the side stream, so maybe not as many people seen it. But yeah, no, it was like super impressive, like playing, like especially like how good Tetsu is, like how well you played, and like you were ahead at one point, like a couple of points, like and yeah, I don't know, was it it was kind of weird in that like you were on stream, but you still had the crowd behind you, like right behind you, like us, and it was actually we actually got like pulled because we were kind of like congested up the pool area because we were trying to start the next round, and like when the tails was telling us move, I'm like, we can't move, we need to stay for this. So yeah, did you feel that a bit when you were playing? Like...
Actually, I think the difference between that one and the other stream was I was just focused on the game. I was not hearing people much. I was just like, okay, what is he gonna do? Okay, how am I gonna respond to this? And I think that's kind of the zone you need to be in if you want to do well, like on stream. You have to tune everything out. I think maybe I might try some bolt strat for the next thing. Just noise cancelling headphones, music. Just don't think about what's happening.
That's my tech. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was quite interesting the Tetsu game with Steffi Black because he got quite loud. Like when he started making some reads, I didn't expect that from Steffi.
Yeah, I think Steffi was kind of like, because obviously like I think there was like a couple German guys, but like obviously there was we were making noises whenever you were landing anything, so Steffi felt like he had to, back up his boy. It was like fair. Yeah.
Oh, we were.
I mean, it was fair.
We were talking a lot of shit in that one, bro.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I especially, I was just like every time you landed it or landed an acid ray. I think Lee's wall combo, when I'm not getting hit by it, looks so hype, bro. Like, the second they get combo, they're gonna get like 8 hits on the wall and then flipped over face down. I'm like, bro, this guy's screwed, bro. Like,
and it does so much damage too.
It does. But Lee is so strong, honest. That wall combo is enough to make a character ridiculously strong. Like, bro, that's a spike and then they're flipped over on their back. Like, that's ludicrous, man.
Yeah, that was a sick game. It was great to watch as well. Glad I could let that happen by losing. Yeah, nice. But speaking of good losers runs, I think you were tied with Bolt in terms of like getting the furthest from Scotland. So how did you feel coming into day 2, Bolt, about your run and like how you think you did?
Well, like I wasn't 100% happy with my CBM game, but I knew as much as I could have done better, like I could have easily got 2-0'd as well on top of that. So I was like, I really hope that's what I felt the whole time. My execution was really off, all of day 1. So I came in day 2 like, okay, I'm gonna get lots of sets. I was playing against Don Yeager, and no, I didn't play against Don Yeager that day. I was playing against Chicken Maru. I was playing against a couple of people. I played against Alistair at the start, Bantakai at the start of the day. I played against Wesley because I knew I was playing against Alars first. I felt like, okay, I was doing a lot of the stuff right. I was getting my execution stuff done. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go as hard as I can. My bracket looked doable. There wasn't like a ridiculous player, like it's unbeatable through there. I played my first game. Guy had some issues with controllers. He was a bit defeated from the beginning, to be honest.
I remember that game.
I felt so bad for him, man. Yeah.
I don't think you guys actually saw it because I was like, oh, bro's fine, we'll play it. And I 6-0'd him. And then he was just very sad, bro. Just like this guy had already, he'd lost the second his controller went out, to be honest. But that was fine. And then I really thought I was going to play against Don Yeager, who's Nina player from down in England, who's ridiculously strong. Been a guy I've played a lot over the years, and he always beats my ass because I suck against Nina. And he's obviously a good player as well, and has really good defense. And I played him online a couple times, he beat my ass. Offline we played a bit in VSF, and it was even, but even, just about. And I was like, shit, I'm not playing against Nina. He was playing against Twix Deluxe, the Devil Jin player. And then, bro, Twix 2-0'd him. I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, okay, Twix is a lot more doable. Not that he's a worse player in any way. It's more, I'm not playing against Nina, and I'm not playing against someone who knows me and has ridiculously good throw breaking as well on top of that. So I came into Twix matchup decently confident I could win. I think the first game was pretty convincing. I think I won 3-1 or something. But all my rounds were really, really strong. And then the second game, I don't know, bro. I think people who play Mishimas have this extra mental strength, man, where they don't give up and they'll keep mixing you. And even the second game was close, and I feel like I could have finish it off, but he just wouldn't like die, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
he just kept on landing like an extra hell sweep. And then the last game, it got down to it, and he kept on doing like this really strong fuzzy against my throws, which were working really, really well, letting him avoid kind of all my throws while still not getting hit by mids. At the end, he had me down to like 40%, and then I did like I managed to break through the fuzzy because I delayed my throw, and I muscle busted him, and then I got a floor break, and it was like set up, and then we were both like 30%, like 20% HP. I missed like a 4-2-1 whiff punish. He didn't think it. I landed jabs on his back. I get a bit of damage. He's 1 HP left, and then I do a down 3+4 like an alley kick with like so little HP, and then he tries to wild slang 4 it, and it's out of range, and I punish it and win off of that, which was like very, very lucky, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because if you punish that if you punish that wild slang too, it definitely would have died.
Yeah.
So that was very close. I feel like in some ways I don't feel as lucky because I feel like I really should have finished it earlier. And to be honest, we were both like scrambling at the end. But that was a good win, and I got really hyped.
It was a crazy match. I remember watching
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It was so tense.
To me, I think that was the hypest loser set that I watched throughout the whole day. Actually,
It was very close.
because Tetsu versus Daniel, but like that set was crazy
Yeah.
fucking cool. See when he blocked that alley kick, I thought
It was done.
I thought it was
done.
over. I thought
Like
it was over.
everyone launches the alley kick, but yeah, I got lucky there. But I was like, oh, if I landed that 4-2-1, which is an easy whiff punish just before it. Either way, people mess up things in the clutch. Both of us did, but yeah, Twix did really well.
I was saying to grab him more as well, and then you did that muscle buster.
So the thing was, I couldn't grab him because he was doing a fuzzy duck, and like I've noticed, like better players start to do this, where they'll duck like 2 or 3 frames right at the start, and then get up so they won't get hit by like 4-3 or some shit. And he was doing that every time. The only reason I managed to muscle buster at the end is because I dashed muscle buster, so he'd already stood up. And I think Twix's throw breaking wasn't the best when I did catch him, but like he was using that to avoid all the throws, so. Like, yeah, that was something I needed to adapt to. And then, yeah, so the Twix game was very close. I was happy with that, winning that, getting kind of the 33rd. Then I played against Nivek, a Bear player. Well, he was a Paul player, a really good Paul player. And, yeah, first game was pretty convincing for him. And I made, like, some adjustments. I was like, okay, this guy's just waiting for me. He's doing the exact same fuzzy. He's delaying his timing. So I started doing crouch dash throws, and I won the next game 3-0 pretty convincingly as well. In the last game, I had him in this situation where I think I landed like 3 ground grabs in a row, and he was like 10% HP, and I was like almost 100%. And I landed it, and then I tried to finish. I knew he watched my last game, and he saw me try to finish with an alley kick. He launched me, bro, and this guy did like 80% damage like in one sequence. Like, I didn't get to do shit. And then the momentum was gone at that point. There's a lot of things I could have done better. But Nivek's a good player. Like, I played him in casuals afterwards, and he was still kind of taking the majority of the game. So, to be fair, while I could have beaten him, I wasn't good enough to beat him consistently. So, can't say that I'm massively disappointed. Like, I could have done better, but I should just get better, to be fair.
I played him in the T7 Amsterdam TWT tournament.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Fair play.
He was playing Paul, and I did the sickest block of my life. He did the classic crouch dash into Demo Man or Death Fist guess, and I guessed Demo Man, and I guessed right, and I was like, "Thank you, God."
Yeah, but no, he was sick, and then I went out there at 33rd. It's a shame because I feel like if I beat him, there was a Hawaiian player called Silent who's all right. He seems like he's pretty strong, but it felt like doable, Yeah. And then that would have been me into top 24, and I think then he would have had Kane. I think after that, which Kane's strong, but like there's no like Manga or I don't even know, ridiculous unbeatable player, So yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you want to touch on how you felt for losers, Eunice.
Sorry.
I don't know if you want to touch on your game in losers. It was against a familiar face, friend of the scene monster.
Believe it or not, I believe that's the second time I've ever played him in tournament. The last time I ever played him in tournament was 3 years ago,
Right.
in a Red Bull
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. And Lily, I played the matchup. I've played the matchup a lot, you know, um, uh, against Aiden, obviously, who's much better Lily player. No offense to Monster, but
Jesus, alright, okay.
but I just and it's like I said before, like it was maybe not paying my biggest weakness I think was not paying attention to what the other guy's doing. I think that's my biggest weakness in my game plan is I'm not paying attention to what the other guy's doing like I like the way Daniel or Bolt or even Alistair would be doing. I'm too focused on what I'm trying to do. And maybe I should maybe in my tournaments I kind of need to establish that. I need to be like, okay, I do this, he's gonna do that. I do this, he's gonna do that.
I don't think that's true, bro. I think you're very good at adapting. I think you just in that set you didn't do it. Like if anything, like your adaptations are much better than mine. Like you are like a mind game player. So I think just that game there was some. I think that whole VSF maybe you just had a bit of a block. Like you know, it wasn't your best, but you definitely normally do.
But well, hopefully we'll see you next time how it goes. I hope to be ready more than ever. I think like it's a lesson unto myself. Just kind of move forward with it. I can't keep thinking about it. You know, I can't keep going on this. I could have done this. I could have done.
Still a
It's
great
done.
placement, yeah. And it's not like you lost to like a scrub. You know, if anything, like the monster game.
Yeah,
Wouldn't isn't tough as that Jin player in winners.
yeah,
You know,
like
Monster's actually like pretty damn good.
he did really well. I think, and I'm proud of him for how good he done as well. Just I need to work on myself a little bit more in terms of tournament mental. That's it really.
And it even shows the fact that like getting as far as you did in what you would consider maybe like a weaker weekend for you, that just shows how good you are. Like the fact you were disappointed with that, like yeah.
Yeah, like hopefully I get to capitalize on it someday. Not just now, but hopefully I'll get to capitalize it properly and get to make our scene a bit more proud next time in it.
Yeah, I mean, what it's all about, eh? Well, I think kind of just to like talk about the general thing, like we all showed up, we all did really good, and like in terms of like the tournament and our like placements and like how well we played and like just like the general vibe and everything was like amazing. Yeah. It was so
Oh
good.
yeah, well like I had so much fun supporting you guys, like just supporting you guys at the back, like just making sure you guys are all right. I actually enjoyed coaching, like as coaching people through the game, trying to make sure they're all right, trying to keep everyone like mentally stable and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, mentally stable is the right choice of
Well, I
word,
mean,
but still,
yeah.
just keep that support going through, like because I wanted you guys to do just as good, and the fact that I got to see all of you guys this time make it through that top 96 with me was special to me personally, because it's like we've never really done that before. And last year when I was the only one top 96, and if you're doing it alone, it doesn't feel as great. But see, when we were all doing it together, man, that was like it felt like we were kind of fighting together,
Yeah.
fighting a war together, as it were.
Wartime. Yeah, exactly.
A war, eh?
Yeah.
Wartime, son.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's what it's all about.
It's definitely slogan of the day.
Yeah.
And that'll be. I'm gonna make a T-shirt that says it's wartime, so we're gonna get the tag going.
XVSF.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yes.
It's going to happen.
We'll
It's going
wait.
to happen.
Smash
I
uniforms.
will suggest that we'll wait until we get to the venue to wear them. I think because if we wear those in the streets, it might get a bit.
No. Of course.
Suspicious.
What do I look like a fucking nutcase?
No comment. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I mean, yeah, no special. I mean, special thanks to you and Bolt for like being kind of like the coaches of the team. You know, Like I think for most of the games it was one of you two helping us with whatever was going on. And well, actually, funny to mention, yous both coached me during one set against Seffi Black, which you are not meant to do, and I nearly got in trouble for it. Only one person called me out in chat, thankfully. Yeah, you're not meant to do that, guys.
Which arsehole was that?
I can't remember. I just somebody was like, 2 coaches. What's going on there? Yeah, you're not meant to do that, guys. If you're at an event, you have to designate one coach, and so be careful with that because you might not get away with it like I did.
Should have told that nerd to stay in his mum's basement and shut the hell up.
It's funny. I was talking to Punlife, who was commentating on stream during that game, and he was saying like, oh yeah, I noticed, but I didn't draw attention to it because obviously like if he draws attention to it, then it gets a lot worse. And I think you can even hear him like seeing like I think you come up like during after the second game. He's like, wait a second, what's going on there? Yeah, that was funny. But shout outs to you guys. Got my back so much that both of you helped me during that one set. So shout outs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did happen one time. I think we were watching one of Bolt's games, right?
Oh, see, that's
two guys coaching one of Bolt.
So that was me being a hypocrite. After I'd found out about that rule, I immediately noticed that a second guy was coming up to coach. I think it was Nivek. I was like, nah, man, you can't do that. Get away! Like, what are you doing? You're cheating, man. Like, yeah, I'm willing to be a hypocrite in situations like that. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah,
it was a hype moment.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think Mac mentioned in chat as well. Definitely, watching all your friends play, even enemies as well.
Mm-hmm.
You do learn a lot just by like watching these top players, play.
Yeah.
And I definitely, I feel like when you're watching like a stream from behind your computer screen, you can be a bit more like detached, a bit more passive, not really pay attention to it, more paying attention to maybe the hype memes going on in the chat.
Mm.
But when you're there, just watching the game, you're kind of a bit more paying attention to what they're doing. So you can definitely learn a lot.
Sorry, I wanted to say one thing as well. I wanted to say, like, we talked about coaching, right? I wanted to give a big shout out to Cloud as well. Cloud, for coaching some of our guys. Actually, I think he did as a good. It was honestly a pleasure having that guy coaching some of like a Bolt and Mac. Honestly, especially with Bolt, more importantly during the CBM game. I think
King Nation, bro.
Yeah, it was. Cloud deserves a big shout out for that one.
TKC sticking together, man. That's what you want. That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
I still haven't been invited to the TKC, bro. What's going on?
You got to join, man.
I gotta join.
It's UK, right? So you can get in. Yeah, of course.
Man, you need Charlie say so. You need Charlie say so. They don't accept traitors. The ones that switch at the dime of a hat.
Well, me.
Yeah, you.
Bro, if anything, I stick to my characters for a long time, bro. Played Kazumi for like 2 years. Played Noctis for like 2 years. Played Julia for like a year. That's pretty long.
If you was real, you'd have played Kazumi for 10 years.
Yeah,
bro. Who did you play at the start?
Me.
Who did you play at the start of your game? This man talking. This guy's playing Dragunov. Bro, I remember this guy playing Dragunov and Tekken
at the beginning of the game. Picking out Law at the beginning of the game, you're like, nah, this guy.
He's switching to Law as well. That's the crazy thing. Like this guy's playing Law all the time now.
It's a potential. It's a potential. The tournament Law's fucking hard, man.
Yeah, bro. If Fuse is broken, Eunice would have been all over it.
Oh hell yeah! I'd have played him in a fucking heartbeat. I'd have been like, fuck everybody else. Fuck your feelings. That's why I played Drag. I was like, fuck all your feelings. I'm playing a fucking top tier.
That's valid, bro. Game. You just gotta, if you wanna win, and play who helps you win most. Yeah.
That's one thing. I can't remember who mentioned it, but they mentioned how, and I was like, damn, that's so true. They mentioned how, bro, Scotland plays like just top tier, like low key, like just in terms of like the representation, like think about like our tournaments, right? It's all just like, a lot of kings, Dragunov, 2 Dragunovs, Fang, and people out here playing Jin. Like bro, like we play a lot of top tier characters,
Yeah.
You got me in playing the honest mid tiers.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. But like we have like a lot of top tier representation. To be fair, like I guess the only other top tier. I mean, we don't have a Yoshi and we don't have a Nina.
That's
But
because
like,
we were the king of fucking middle tiers for fucking in T7, man. One of us played
that's very
Kazumi,
true.
the other played fucking Josie. I don't even know like who even
Yeah,
played
Noctis.
back in T7.
And we had like Jax, and then we had like
Nobody
Karina.
talked about Noctis until Bolt started playing him.
I don't think Noctis. At least it definitely didn't seem like the top tier at that time. I still don't feel like he was that top tier, but
I think it just took a while for people to get the matchup. To be honest,
I think more than anything else, it's my personal opinion. Noctis. It was more along the lines of Noctis is a really good character once you like solve the game. Like when you just want to sit around, walk around, and do counter hit launchers and be super safe and just press down for the win. You know, so like he's just a very safe character. I never think he was that crazy. Like kind of like Steve, you know, kind of like Steve when he was good.
Yeah.
There wasn't so many Steves. I noticed a lack of Pauls. Like I didn't see a single Paul. I think in that tourney.
Yeah, I think we don't really have. There's not really a lot of Paul in UK. I mean, there's Joey, and
No.
then that's kind of it from what I can even think of. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah,
me and
compare
Wes were trying to talk
Red Bull
about like any characters that we didn't really see.
Hmm.
There was
Yeah,
even
Paul
a,
has
there
such
was a
bad
Zafina. I remember seeing a
representation.
Zafina on stream, but
Mhm.
Paul, I think I didn't see a single Paul
Yeah,
in any game.
surprising.
Yeah.
Surprising that Paul is so
Because Paul's
unpopular in
heat's
this
quite
game.
good, you know, he's got a good
Yeah.
50-50. And if there's a wall behind you, that's just it's there.
Yeah, that's funny. Kinagasa in chat. We don't tend to play a lot of waifus, but we've just got Peaceman plays all of them for us. Like it's just
Yeah.
he's the rep man.
Callum, we played waifus once upon a time, and then we learned our lesson.
Yeah.
We actually definitely because me and Eunice played a lot of female characters during that time because Eunice played Alyssa and Josie. I played Noctis for quite a while, but when we were offline, I was still like Kazumi, and then when I came back, it was still kind of like Zafina and Julia. So yeah, I guess
I was doing, sorry, my bad. I was doing a rank session the other night, right? I was at 4 in the morning. I was playing till right, and you'll never guess who I ran to. I ran into Wesley, and do you know who he was playing? Zafina.
But I don't know. I don't know if Zafina's
He's
weird in
been
this
grinding
game.
ranked with Zafina.
I don't know. I don't think she's
She's
good.
got a really broken tech where you do her her while running
1+2 into full crouch
and it goes
down
into
forward
spider stance or whatever.
Yeah, tarantula.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you don't duck that high running, then
it's mixed. I mean, I think she just. I feel like she's not that. She's just cheap in this game. Like she just has like a couple of moves that are like down 3 is just like juiced, you know, and then like all of her Azazel hand moves are like juiced, and then the rest of her is like meh, you know. It's just kind of weird. I think she's a bit like Leroy, where Leroy just is like just juiced in stance and has like a great power. But then I don't know, they don't have much sauce outside of that. And I think that's what people do. I'm really surprised people don't play Paul. I think people just don't feel he's worth the effort to like learn, especially now that he's harder to play and he has more mechanics and shit.
I think he's really strong though. I feel
his forward 4 is quite good now. It's one of the new, like heat engager, long range, safe.
Maybe it's the hair. That must be it. That's all I can think of.
You can get the old hairstyle back if you want. It's customization.
Yeah, bro. They nerfed his face as well, bro. Like, they gutted my boy.
Fang. What did they do to him?
Oh, but everyone's still playing Fang, bro. So they're loving the filler, the cheek filler, bro. Same with Steve.
Nerfed to Fang. Nerfed.
Yeah, bro. Fang's still very strong.
Yeah. So I don't know how you are feeling about time, if we're good to just keep going for a little while longer. We've kind of obviously spent most of it talking about VSF, I guess. We've spoken about our runs.
Wrap up.
Yeah, well, we've spoken about our runs. I don't know if we just kind of want to summarize like how we felt about the event in general, especially Ryan and Daniel, because obviously it being your first big VSFs and like big majors like this. How'd you feel about it after it was all said and done?
Oh man, it was worth every penny. I really wanted to get my money out of it as well, so I just registered for everything I could. Tekken Ball, I wish I registered for one of the Tekken Tag tourneys. That would have been fun. Soul Calibur, Tekken 8. So definitely got a lot of activities going, especially all the friendly setups. There was never you were never short of anything to do. There's always somebody you could watch, somebody you could support, places you could go, and just the fact it was so well organised as well. You know,
sure.
It's just great, and I felt like it was just full of like-minded people, of course, but it felt like you could just go up to anybody and talk to them, and you'd have a good time. So.
Yeah, it's easy,
that
to
sense of community.
talk to people in that event because everyone's just got something in common to talk about.
It's fantastic.
Everyone's happy to be getting away from their daily lives and stuff like that, and just have fun at the event.
Yeah, exactly, man. How about you, Daniel?
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same. I feel like it was a great experience. I'm really glad I went. I'm keen to go to more things. I'm thinking, go travel a bit more to tournaments. I think it was a it was a different vibe. Actually, I don't think I can make sodium.
Damn.
I think that's the one I can't make. Otherwise,
you're in a holiday or something.
Yeah. But I think next year I'm never gonna try to travel to some of the majors like ODB and one of those ones in and around like Italy, France, Greece, those sides. But yeah.
Hey.
Well,
I'm gonna try to.
Aye, well, we can briefly touch upon stuff that's coming up, but before we get to that, Bolt and Eunice, how do you feel about the weekend?
You go ahead, Eunice. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun as hell. As always for me, it was a great experience simply because all of us kind of fought together, type of thing, and we all ended up better than usual than previous years. The coaching as well, fucking, I enjoyed doing a bit of that with Bolt, and what else? Just seeing all the usual guys there, having fun, talking and stuff, to reminiscing about old days and stuff like that. Always a fun time. The only thing I'd talk about would be just the I wish we got to see more of the Street Fighter guys' plays, because I think it'd be a good experience too. But it's kind of hard since the same time like that. But I think I'm going to try and make an effort next year to come and see them play just as well as us.
Yeah, it's just the two biggest games they're on at the same time, so it's tough to trying to ping back and forth in the venue as well. So that's just the way it's set up. Nah, for sure, man. It's cool supporting guys in Scotland, even if it's different games. Bye. How about you, Bolt?
Yeah, I mean, I think it might be my favorite tournament I've went to be honest. Just overall, and the whole weekend was just a nice break, and yeah, it was just vibes were immaculate. That's all I'll say, man. It was just a lot of fun in the tournament, outside the tournament, seeing people, and supporting. Getting dinner afterwards, even in the hotel room, bro. It was all just very chill, man. Really, 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 really enjoyed it. I mean, it'd be so sick. Yeah.
Speaking of dinner, see, even when you're having a bad tournament day, the best tech is eat delicious chicken after. It's just it'll wash away the salt that you feel in yourself even during the bad days.
That's a Pepe's tech.
Exactly.
Oh hell yeah!
That's the eternal tech, yeah. Pepe's.
Yeah, I hope we can. It would be really nice if we could do that with some foreign tournaments. We could all go to France or Holland or Germany. There's 5 people plus or something. That would be a lot of fun. Well, I guess you guys are going with Sodium. I wish I could come, but be supporting you guys. I might go to Newcastle one.
We're sorry. I'm cutting off really good segues to future stuff, but just quickly. We were in the cinema for finals. Did you like that?
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Although I would say I got quite unlucky, bad RNG with the seating, because my seat was right in front or right on top of an aircon unit, and I was wearing shorts. So my legs were just freezing, but I kind of just forgot about them.
That's a your fault. That's a your fault.
Skill issue.
Sorry, man.
That's a you fault. It's kind of like when I tell a certain bear player to keep using heat and he stops during the second game, and I say, "What the fuck are you doing?" But you get to, but you
I
only
just
listen
didn't
to
want to
me.
be too predictable, you know.
You will listen to me. You
I
listen
should
to
have. I should have listened to you though. I should have just went right into it. But next time, we'll get him next time. You know,
Yeah.
get at least a game off him next time.
Yeah, open your ears, not your eyes.
You had to.
That's what.
You had to leave us early, Daniel. But
Yeah.
the cinema when you had there, bit of time you had there.
No, I really enjoyed it. That was, yeah, it was definitely a highlight actually. Watching the like top 8 there in the big cinema.
Yeah.
King Ray Jr.'s run was crazy.
Oh yeah. He was like
That was
MVP.
so cool to watch. Yeah. And I was just like, I don't know, watching it with guys, everyone's shouting, everyone's having a good time. I feel like it's just the feeling of having like all of you guys there, and then also just everyone else who's there to watch Tekken and is hyped about it is just, it adds something to it.
Yeah, so the crowd definitely makes it, especially once they've fixed the sound in the venue. That was quite fun. Fixed the chant.
They didn't understand it for like a solid 10 minutes.
I remember
Like,
the commentators turned around. They're like, "What are they? What are these guys? What are they chanting? Doesn't make sense." So, but that was good as always. And I can't say any more than what you guys have already said. Excellent tournament, always is. But I feel like this year was probably the best VSF for me personally, just because the group we had, the vibes, everything around the event, the tournament itself, how well we did, just all the people like you meet. Yeah. No, it was amazing. Can't say anything negative about it. Great weekend. But it's been a long episode. We're getting close to the end. I just want to quickly run through the stuff we usually do earlier. If I can remember where to click. Right. So usually I do this at the start, but we're just going to quickly blitz through it. Before VSF, we had Mig, and I know we usually spend a bit of time talking about Mig, but I think we're all pretty spent. So just as always, a decently sized event. I think we had like 50 odd. Oh wait, it says there, like 50 odd players. Great. We had Richie traveling up, Keenan Gassa coming up again after battles from Glasgow, Neon K, Turkey, Legoshi. Yeah, just like it's good having renewed interest from down south, because like that was a big thing about Meg in like 2019. Was like we had a lot of the Newcastle guys coming up, and we haven't really had that recently with Meg. But now again, it's good having guys from down south coming up and playing and just hanging out and everything. Good to see. And special shout outs to Band's crazy run, like that weekend. I think that was definitely the highlight for a lot of us. Even though he gate me from top 8, man, fuck's sake. But yeah, no, just really good run.
Better than what he did. He double jeoparded me, and I'm like fuck me, man.
Yeah. Aye, nah. Sent beat Neon K. That was like probably the loudest the room got the whole day. It was like that was mental game, crazy game. No, good event, good Mig. Can't really offer any more than that. I don't know whether any special things I wanted to mention with Mig. Just
Callum challenging our scene to the highest order every time he walks into our scene. We need to give him that ass beating next time he comes up.
Yeah, we can't let two English players top 2. Like that bothered me, bro. That still bothers me right now. Like on some real shit, bro. Like that can't happen.
I'm thankful that Alistair was able to prevent the top 3.
Oh my days.
Next step is we can't have that happening again.
Nah.
Again, we're appreciative of people coming up. We love it. Bring more people. We can't allow that to happen.
Callum for coming up and up.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sorry, my bad. You was gonna say that. I apologize. I took your moment there. I'm sorry.
What did you even say? I didn't. What?
No. I says you. I stole your moment there. I'm sorry. You about to give Callum that shout out.
Yeah, no. Callum, he'd already came up for Battles for Glasgow, but coming up again so soon after. Really appreciate that. Hopefully, seeing up again. GGs as well, Callum. Good games. Rocking the Lydia. I don't know if I'm still going to play Lydia, but yeah. Good seeing you as always. But bye. Fun Mig. But coming up after, right, so this is going to be our first on the show. Now, as I hope a lot of you know, Newcastle is not in Scotland, and we tend to focus on Scottish events, but it's a scene that we've been friends with for a while, finally making their big comeback, and I figured I'd shout them out, because I know There's a bit of we've not really got much going on in September in terms of Tekken in Scotland. So if you're free, go down, show them some support, welcome them back. I think some of us.
I'm planning to go.
Yeah, I think
I'm
some of us
planning to go,
will.
and I think Phil's planning to go as well. I'm not sure if anyone else is available, but yeah, like I would have went to Sodium Showdown. Not to say I wouldn't go to NFC, but it's the 2-day event. I can't really do it at work, but I could definitely go to this one. So I'm looking forward to going to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the only reason I can't go to this is because it's the same day as Sodium Showdown. Also, the same day is a UFA for anybody curious as well.
Oh no way! It's all on.
It's fucking stacked.
Wow.
It's a stacked weekend, man. It's crazy.
Why didn't they change the dates a little bit, bro? Like, what? There's so many clashes.
It's just
You know?
the events are so big. They just announce.
They don't cater to your marketing. They do not cater to your marketing. They do it whenever they want to do it.
But the thing is, like, it's more along the lines of, because I was like, oh, maybe some other, like, big Tekken players might sign up for that one. But if they're all at UFA or Sodium, like, who the hell is going to be, like, it's kind of tough.
I think NFC's got decent sign-ups already, given the fact it's in like 3 weeks. Like
14. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the.
Myself sign up.
Aye, but
I'd be sick if Richie comes.
Yeah, but if more Scots can show support to them, they've always been good guys and supporting our events, so it's only fair that we do the same. Same day is Sodium Showdown. Me and myself and Jack99 will be going to that. Hopefully we can rep. Should be fun. Last Sodium was really good.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
I'll be supporting you from the stream for sure, man.
Yeah,
Is no one else coming down with you guys? It was Eunice was meant to be, but is no one else coming?
I think it's just me and Jack. Yeah. So.
What's Mac saying? Is Mac coming to any of these?
I think he was deciding he's maybe seeing this or NFC.
Fair.
Still to be seen, but yeah, just Sodium should be good. It was good last year with myself and Eunice. Bristol scene's always sick. Good to see
I would like to go.
After that, we have Oktoberfest 9, Dundee back at it again, in end of November. October. It's been a long show, guys. I'm sorry. Anyway, so back in October. Hopefully be seeing a lot of us at that. Yeah,
Novemberfest.
Yeah, I'll single for that one.
I'll try and go for sure.
Yeah, I think I'll try and make it too.
I think I'm free.
Yeah, I think they've got a new venue for the bigger events. They're at the Aberdeen University, so that'd be cool to see.
Oh, nice.
Similar to Battleforce Glasgow, which was at Glasgow Caledonian, so it was quite a good space, and I'm sure it'll be same.
Didn't they have like a belt for the champion in the last one? Like the prizes?
So
I think that was Aberdeen.
I think
Or Inverness.
Was that the Aberdeen one?
Yeah.
Was it Inverness Caledonian class? I think was the one with that.
Maybe aye. Yeah, no, Oktoberfest in the past has had the belt, but last year it didn't.
Yeah.
I won an Aberdeen one, but no, was an Inverness one. I couldn't remember which one I won, and it was like no belt.
Aberdeen.
I think
Aberdeen. I'm pretty sure it's Inverness that had the belt. Caledonian clash.
And I need to complete my trophy collection. I need a fucking title belt. You know what I mean?
I mean,
centerpiece.
Yeah, if the Scottish TOs are listening, they know what to do.
Yeah.
You are the Scottish TO, bro.
I'm not buying fucking prizes for these tournaments. What do you mean? No way.
Buying a trophy for someone else to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
If I'm buying a trophy that nice, I'm rigging it so that it's like a 4-man tournament that no one else knows about, and it's like just me and 2 friends, and like I'll still lose somehow, but it's like
Give him like a
Could you imagine? Like he'd pop up in a top 3 picture with him as number 1 with the title and with a big cheesy fucking smile on his face. Like, yeah, I bought him and I won it.
Yeah, it's me in like 3 different outfits, like squatting down. It's like Photoshop together. Yeah. Kinagasa, absolutely you can represent Scotland. Of course you can. We'll be all cheering on UFA. Sure we will be.
You have to, but while you're on stream, you need to sing the Old Flower of Scotland theme song. Like,
Absolutely. That's basics.
Yeah, that's your fundamental.
Flag on as well. And if they don't have it on the overlay, you need to scream at the TOs to put the flag up as well. That's very important. Even if they don't have it, you still have to make demands.
And you have to deny all of your English brothers. From now on, you don't know no A or B. You never heard of Legoshi in your life.
I can agree with that. No debates about that.
You used to know Neon K.
On that note, last event to talk about. We've got Neutral Mania coming back. I think it was already announced by like last show, but we've got sign-ups live. We've had an insane sign-up surge already. I think most of us have signed up already. I can't imagine why we wouldn't have.
I haven't. I will do that.
Yeah. I was pestering people all weekend at VSF to get them to sign up, so I think we should have a decent contingent coming up from down south. So be cool to see a lot of guys from down south, Bristol especially. I've been pestering them. Our big tentpole event for the year. Can't wait. End of November. Should be a good one. And last but not least, I just thought I'd briefly look at this. Oh fucking hell, that's loud. I don't think you can hear it. But we've got the return of an event that Mr. Dusty will be very familiar with. The EU Cup is back for another year.
Let's go.
Yeah. And as you can see based on the trailer, they've got... I think it's a bit of a different structure this year. So I think there's going to be it's similar in like a lot of the like events can like self-apply to be part of it, points in that. I think you might actually be like the back of your head when you're playing on stage at the Spanish games thing it was you were at or whatever.
Why didn't they capture my handsome face? They would have got like millions of viewers.
I think they had it in the original edit, but people got too distracted. They're like, "What's this? This is what TikTok is?" Yeah.
Sorry, your sarcasm is just top tier.
No, I mean, come on, man. You had the fact you qualified for this last year was insane, and I think that made it. That's probably the highlight of the year last year for a lot of us. It was like your push for this, and like
It was definitely a big highlight for me, and I never got the chance to thank everyone who kind of helped me, kind of supported me to get there. Do you know what I mean? Guys
who walked forward against you in Brawl just so you could get enough points to make it. Yeah, man, I'm such a good guy.
Let's not. The Bamco may be listening.
Just any Namco guys listening, I'm obviously joking. He beat me fair and square. But
they're gonna review the videos back and be like, he did walk forward.
Didn't land a single hit. What's going on? Like, it doesn't make sense. So actually, oh fucking hell, it's so loud. Oh, you just can't hear. That's fine. So doing a different thing this year where I think there was like majors for each region because it's split into sub cups like UK Cup, like Nordic Cup, like that kind of thing. But the majors this time, which is like the events where you get the big points, there's only one per region and they're region free. So you can, in theory, you can travel about to different
holy shit. Amsterdam?
Yeah, Amsterdam's in like that's like just over a month, man.
No way. Where is it?
It's Tekken National Championships. It's like they're semi-regular thing, yeah.
Bro,
So
you know what that means?
That's a doable one.
Time.
That's a doable one.
So like if there's more if we were talking about opportunities for us to travel as groups, then a lot of these events could be the ones to look for. I think this goes into January next year, so it's not like an early call-off like TWT is. I think a few of us can make a squad for this probably. We can maybe plan that out a bit later.
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess we can maybe wrap up from there. Look forward to that. Neutralmania, Oktoberfest, NFC. And thanks for
No, like small events going on then.
Yeah, I'm
and it's only a 1-day event. The Dutch one. That's actually doable, man. I'll be down. 13th of October.
I think it's that, and EGX is our one for UK. That's like a multi-day event, and it's like I think you have to buy tickets to the convention in general. But yeah. I think otherwise I'm gonna see. I don't know if we'll be able to do another RDE in September. Maybe we might do. I don't know, but I'm sure.
Please do one. We need some tournament blood in us.
Neutralmania is gonna be a dojo though, right? Should be, right? Definitely.
Well, Neutralmania is too late to be a dojo.
No way.
Because dojos,
what?
The dojos for TWT finish. It's actually the weekend of Southern.
Sorry. Tekken EU dojo.
Oh,
like
yeah.
You can get Tekken EU points.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely be applying for that. Yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
Yeah, that and Oktoberfest should be both applying. I don't see why they wouldn't be. yeah, there we are. Another good episode. Glad that we could come back after, well, just over a month. That's quite good for us considering.
Yeah.
Aye. Yeah. Just any closing thoughts
There you
from
go.
everybody? VSF in general. How have it been?
Sick tournament. Nice seeing everyone as well who was in chat and yeah, it's always good traveling down and being in the Tekken community. So yeah.
Yeah. I just want to say,
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing
definitely.
tournament, amazing chicken,
Mhm.
great coaching, great
Great
game.
roommates as well. Great roommates
Oh,
as well. I'll give you guys that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, good vibes, good community, good food.
It was all good.
Nice
And I think,
central area,
yeah, it was a great time, and I do also like that. I guess now that we're at the end of the VSF, I feel like we all came back and we all want to grind and we all want to get better. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I've been
Yeah.
enjoying that
Remember, quit your jobs, gym parry that
hmm
waifus and all that. Like
Exactly.
this game is
Daily
all that
stuff.
matters.
Put it up, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh. Tekken Scotland Renaissance Pro will be as strong as you've ever been, hopefully,
yeah.
Yeah,
by the end of this.
eight's our number, guys. Eight's our number.
Absolutely.
For sure, man. And aye. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks people who followed. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Have a good night.